Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to day 4. We are here. We are on day 4, step 4. And not only that, it's Friday, end of the week. I said at the start of the week, Monday was one of my favourite days, but Friday is also one of my favourite days as well. So you've made it to the end of the week and you've made it to the end of the 4 steps. Today we're going to be covering step 4, the final step in the workshop, and you are going to be making the decision on what it is that you will change in your life. And this is going to be such a crucial part of the whole process that you've been through, because what can happen is we can get real clear on what it is that we want to change, and then we can forget to make the decision that we are going to make that change. And so step 4 today is going to pull everything we've done in the last 3 steps together and get you to make that decision and make that commitment to yourself. So I'm so excited to be here with you today. As always, if you're watching live, give me a hashtag live. I've got a couple of people on already. Lauren, hello. Ingrid is here as well. Fantastic. Hello, everyone. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Ingrid, I know you're Cape Town, is it? Lauren, is it Scotland you're in now? Yeah, let me know whereabouts you are. So if you're watching live, give me a hashtag live. And if you're watching on the replay, give me a hashtag replay. And also let me know where you are. And don't forget, if you are watching this via the email, then you still participate, okay? Watch until the end of the training and then hit reply on the email and let me know everything all about you and how you're getting on. Yes, Ingrid's in Cape Town. Fantastic. So before we continue, a couple of things. Let me know how you're getting on with the steps. Have you finished step 3 from yesterday? Are you working on step 1 or step 2? If you are playing catch up, that's absolutely fine. We've got the weekend now, so if you are playing catch up, perfect time for you to finish the rest of the steps. The video is still going to be here for you to catch the replay. So check in with me and let me know how you're doing and how you're getting on with the steps and where you are so far in the steps as well. So let me know with your emojis who is excited to finish the 4 steps today. You know that I love the emojis, so send me lots of them, please. Let me know when you're watching so I know that you're here. Now, before we move into step 4 today, I want to finish sharing the part of my story that I've been going into each day with you. And of course, in relation to these steps, because it was a big part of where this workbook came from. I can see the emojis coming up. Thank you, ladies. It's nice to know that I'm not on my own. So yes, so the kind of last part of the story. So I'd gone through the previous steps and I knew that I wanted to move to Spain. I wanted to create a new lifestyle for myself, and I wanted to spend some time just focusing on me, just reconnecting with me. And when I went through this process, so what had happened previously, so if you remember, I think on step 1, I said to you about how I'd been saying for 14 years, hi, Farouza, West Africa, brilliant. We've got so many people from all over the world. It's fantastic. And I'm so pleased that this is spreading that far. The internet is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So yeah, so I had for 14 years been saying that I wanted to make this change. And this was the step that I hadn't taken. I hadn't made the decision that I was going to make that change, that I was going to move. And so this was really when everything changed for me. The whole game changed completely, because what I said was, right, I bought this book called should I stay or should I go? And it takes you through a load of different questions around whether or not moving to a different country is for you or not, and it tells you a bit more about it. And I'd said, right, I'm going to read this book, and if the majority of the answers say yes, then I'm going to do this. I'm going to go to Spain. And I read this book within 2 days, and 90% of the answers came out yes. It was as if this book was talking specifically to me, saying, Karen, you have got to go and do this. So I kept to my commitment. I got to the end of the book, and then I said, wow, I'm going to do this. I'm going to move to Spain. Ah! And I can remember dancing around my kitchen because something in me finally switched. I made that decision that I was going to do this. And then within the next couple of days, I got in contact with my family, my loved ones, my close friends, and I spoke to them all individually, and I let them know that this was the decision that I'd made. And I'm so blessed that the people that I have in my life were all fully supportive, and they're all still in my life today. And so that was when things changed, you know. From there onwards, I booked my flights to go out to Spain for 2 weeks. I booked a load of meetings with recruitment agencies and companies to go for interviews. And I went out there. At the end of the 2 weeks, I was waiting at Malaga airport to fly back, and I got the phone call. I got the job. and it was the job that I wanted as well. And I just couldn't believe it. I flew back. I'd got that job within 2 weeks. I flew back. I gave my notice in at work. 1 month later, I was sitting in my new apartment in Spain, on the terrace, in the sunshine, looking at the Mediterranean Sea. It was just amazing. Absolutely amazing. And all of that happened because I made that decision that I was going to do it. The 14 years prior, I hadn't made a decision. And so that's why this step is so, so, so powerful. Because when you make a decision, it's like you're saying to your unconscious mind what we were speaking about yesterday. Oh, I'm just seeing the comments come up. I think I've got a delay again, ladies, so bear with me. Oh, you've got goosebumps, Ingrid. Oh, I know. I mean, every time I tell the story, I still get the same excitement that I did, and that was 5 years ago now. It was massive, absolutely massive. We've got a few more people on live as well. Amber's here. Hi, Amber. How are you? Let us know where you're tuning in from. So, yeah, making that decision is a game changer. And that's why I've been saying all throughout each of these steps, are you an action taker? Because you need to be an action taker to make a decision. So if you're not an action taker, you're not going to make the decision, and then you're not going to make the changes necessary to achieve what it is that you want. And the reason I'm so passionate about these 4 steps that I've taken you through, the reason that I put it together as a workbook, and the reason that I share it for free is because I know firsthand that this is the stepping stone. This is that first stepping stone that you need to step onto to start moving forwards in the direction of what it is that you want. And I'm so, so confident in it that another comment, procrastination is so real. Oh, isn't it just? Procrastination is a silent killer. Silent killer of motivation and action. Yeah, so these steps, not only have I used these steps once and achieved a massive life change, and as I've said previously, it doesn't matter what the change is that you want to make, these steps still work. I have now replicated these steps several times and made other changes in my life as well. And they work. They just work. So when I came over to Spain, I spent those first few years on such a spiritual journey of just reconnecting with myself, rediscovering who I was, because I hold my hands up. when I was in that relationship for 11 years, I lost myself. I'd become so much of him that I didn't even know who I was. And it took me a long time to be able to acknowledge that and accept it, because I was very embarrassed by it, that I'd lost myself in that relationship. And so for those first few years, I did all the work on me. And God, did I reap the benefits. Because after doing that work, and I'll be honest, it was hard, because I had to look at myself and look at, you know, what parts of me I wasn't proud of, and I had to let go of them and create new parts of me that I was proud of, and connect with the truth of who I actually am, and live my life as me, unapologetically me. And when I got to that point where I just found inner happiness, and I was content, and I was confident, and I am confident now in who I am, the decisions that I make, and the life that I live. And I stand by it, and I'm proud of it, and it makes me happy. And it was at that point that I then felt ready to meet someone else, to get into a new relationship. I'd been single for 5 years at that point. It took me 5 years to heal the emotional and mental scars that I had from that relationship. And everyone's different with how long it takes them. That's how long it took me. But it was worth wasting that time, because I went through this process and I worked out what it was that I wanted. Why did I want it? What was important to me about it? What was it going to give me? And I was so clear on what was acceptable to me and what wasn't. I had such healthy boundaries around me that when I was ready, the man of my dreams came into my life. And we've been together for the last 2.5 years, and we are getting married next year in May on the beach, which is another dream come true of mine. And it all happened because I did the work. I took the action. I made the decision. And I mean, there's several other stories that I can share with you, but I'll save it for another time. But what I want you to understand is that this process works. So believe in it. If you take the action, if you show up, and if you make that commitment to yourself, because this is the thing as well, what I want you all to remember and to remind yourself. Sorry, I've just seen we've got some more people on live. Hi, Joe, how are you? Yes, yeah, I understand, ladies, I hear you. And thank you for the emojis. You know I love emojis. I've lost my trail of thought now. So these steps, they work. They really do work. And the action takers of you are going to reap the benefits from this. You really are. And so step 4 for today, deciding what you want. I'm going to take you through that now. Are you ready to go through step 4, everyone? Let me know. Hit me with the emojis. And if you're on the email, don't forget at the end of this training, email me back. I want to hear how you're getting on with these steps. I'm loving all the emails that I'm getting so far as well. They're amazing. So step 4. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to use what you've done already in steps 1 to 3. And what you may find is that what you originally started off with, now that you've delved a bit deeper, that's grown and evolved and it's changed, and that's absolutely fine, because I mean that happens when we start making changes. We grow and evolve, so then what you originally wanted might change as well, and that's absolutely fine. So now's the opportunity to use all of the hard work that you've put in and to go back. I've got all the emojis coming up, ladies. Thank you, you're all amazing. I love your energy today. So we're going to go through and look at what came up in the previous steps for us, and then in the step 4 pages on the workbook, and I'll give you my example on this. So you're going to choose one of the changes, and you can do this for all 3 if you've got 3 changes that you're working on. So for the first change, you've got I want. So for me, it was I want to move to Spain and create a completely new lifestyle for myself. so that I have an opportunity to reconnect with who I am and rediscover what my passions are and what excites me, what I want to do with the rest of my life, which will give me the clarity that I'm looking for of where I'm going in this next chapter in my life. And it's important to me because I've never given myself permission to do this. Me allowing myself to do this is going to be the most courageous step I've ever taken in my life. And I know that if I do this, I can do absolutely anything I set my mind to. And that is what's important to me about this. And so they're the 4 questions, what I've just gone through in that example, they're the 4 questions that are in the workbook that I want you to answer for each of the changes that you've identified. And in this process, honour yourself. Remember what we've been saying about stepping into your power, into the power of you, your strength, your truth. And remember, this is about you. It's not about what anyone else wants. It's not about what's going to benefit anyone else. It's not about what anyone else has told you should be important to you. This is about what you want. And what I also recommend is that you allow yourself at least 90 days to focus on these changes that you decide on, because you want to give yourself enough time to start taking action, then reflect on the action that you've taken, see what's working, what's not, revise, take more action, and repeat the process again. So you want to give yourself enough time to be taking enough action to then see where it goes. And then every 90 days, it's always good to sit back down and revisit this and say, okay, where have I got? What have I achieved so far? And what is the next step that I want for myself and my life? And it might be that the changes that you want to make are changes that are going to take a while. So it might be every 90 days the changes are still the same, or it might be that you've achieved some of these things and now you've got new things that you want for yourself. But by you continuing this process repeatedly, what you're doing is you are giving yourself permission not just to do this for yourself once, but to continuously grow and evolve. So you are just constantly living as your best self. And I know from experience that once you start living in this way, thinking in this way and acting in this way, you end up going to heights that you never thought were even possible. Like I said, I've repeated this process so many times now, and I'm just living a life that for me, I thought I'd never be able to achieve. I thought this was for other people, not for me. And not only have I achieved this now, but there's now more that I want to do and more that I want to achieve. And because I've been taking action, because I've been decisive, and because of that, I'm getting results. And so my confidence just keeps on growing. And then what you want grows as well. So what we're doing is we're feeding you confidence, we're feeding you motivation, we're feeding you drive. And that's what we want. And I'm so excited to hear what comes out of step 4 for all of you. And remember, making that decision that you will make this change in your life, that is the crucial part of step 4. So let me know. I'm just going to check the comments here. All the emojis again. Thank you. So let me know, are you ready to go away and complete step 4? Are you ready to make a decision? Let me know with yes, I'm a decision maker in the comments. So this brings me on to the exciting news that I've been telling you about all week, which is your free gift. So now, once you've finished step 4, or even at this point now, you're going to be clear on what it is that you want. You're going to have made a decision of what it is that you're going to change. And then you might be feeling, okay, so what do I do now? What's the next step that I take? What are these actions that I'm going to take? I'm not really sure where to start. And that is why I have decided to give you the free gift, which is going to be a strategy call with me, which usually when I charge for this call, it's £300, but it's a gift from me to you to reward you and congratulate you for all of the effort and all of the work that you've put in to get to this point. And on this strategy call, we are going to get real specific on what it is that you will change. We're going to break it down so that you can then come up with a strategy to make that change happen. Yeah, so this is all going to be around action and decision making in this strategy call. And by the end of it, you're going to have made a commitment to the next steps that you're going to take in moving in the direction of achieving what it is that you want. So you're going to come away from that session feeling super confident, not only in yourself, not only in the change that you've decided to make, but super confident in what action you're going to take. And I'm absolutely honoured to be able to offer this to you, because this is going to be setting you up for complete success in 2019. I want you to make 2019 your best year ever yet. And this strategy call is going to help you to do just that. So I'm going to leave a link in the comments. And what I've done is I've blocked my calendar off exclusively for you for the next few days to book in these calls, okay? So I'm not taking on calls from anyone else outside of this group. It's open just for you to book in that call. So your actions for today are to complete step 4. Well, your first action is to get your call booked in, because I've only got a certain number of spaces that I can fit in. And once they go, that's it. This is a one-time offer that I'm going to be making. So your first action is to book your call in. Okay, I'm going to put the link in the comments. And then your next action is for you to complete step 4. And then also share with us in the group, in the comments, what one of the changes are that you have decided that you will make to make 2019 the best year of your life. I am so proud of every single one of you. You have shown up, you've gone all out, you've been massive action takers, and that's why I'm so confident you are going to get massive results as well. It's been my absolute honour to be your personal coach over these last 4 days, these 4 steps. And I can't wait to share the next step of the journey with you on this strategy call, where we are going to get you laser focused on exactly what it is that you need to do to achieve the change in your life that you want. So I look forward to seeing you on the strategy call, and I will speak to you all soon. Bye everyone.